What's going on, people? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, host Jan. I do hope you lot are all doing well today, mate. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, the almost daily series here on Football Therapy where I go across football news media, see what's being said about the Blues, consolidate said information and present it to you, the viewer, in a manageable package, giving you my opinion, but hey, more importantly, asking for yours. 3 stories I want to talk about today. What are they? Edouard Mendy has posted on his social media about his thigh injury, implying that maybe he won't be out for a long time, which could be positive. I do want to talk about the gargantuan transformation from little slender winger Charlie Hudson-Odoi, who's still on the books at Chelsea. And it's the return of Hakim Ziyech. That feels peculiar to say because he hasn't really even started yet, apart from one pre-season friendly game. He came on, featured for Morocco, he looks good, he's come back early, and apparently he is good to go. So lots to crack into, boys and girls. If you enjoy daily Chelsea Football Club related content, please do consider subscribing to this channel, Football Therapy, mate. I upload every day, like I said, you might like it. If you want to support the movement, please do drop a sub, hit that all-important bell notifications icon, just so you can keep updated, mate. When I upload, you get notified, you can watch early doors. And finally, if you do want to support me, please do drop a like on this video, because it does help out. Apparently it helps out, so thank you for doing that if you've chosen to do so. Alright then, let's get into it. You know what, let's start with young, I don't know how young he is anymore, early 20s, Charlie Hudson-Odoi. Remember this little slender guy running around on the wing for Chelsea Football Club? His idol was Cristiano Ronaldo. He likes to be technical and skillful. A lot of people thought incredibly highly of Hudson-Odoi. He did feature under Antonio Kante in the pre-season just a little bit, as did Jeremy Boga. But yeah, it was good to have all the skills, but wasn't really happening for him. And one of the biggest criticisms of young Hudson-Odoi was he's just such a slight and slender and small young man. Check out this photo of him the other day. Man has just got him beefed up. He's been on that Bayern Munich diet where everyone just gets supercharged into a super soldier, apparently. Nice to see he's been on the weights. He's looked at perhaps something that could be seen as a frailty, a weakness of his game, and you know what? He's developed it by doing a ton of bench press. And bicep curls. If man's still moving around with his techers like he was before, and now he's a bit stacked on top, who knows, maybe he can develop and evolve as a footballer, as a winger, as a forward, creative attacking player. Maybe there's still time for him at Chelsea Football Club yet if he comes back and shows that he can deal with the physicality of the Premier League. No problem, man. Who knows? It could happen. It could happen. Alright then, let's move on to our next story. Edouard Mendy, Chelsea's new number 1 seemingly, the goalkeeper that's here to save us from our goalkeeping fears. Of course, he sustained a thigh injury away on international duty, and we're all concerned. Although we're still not sure of a return date, it might be, the first game back. Who knows, he might be out for a few games, worryingly. He did post this picture of him on social media in some peculiar looking thigh scanning device, pretty much saying, this is a little hitch, everything's gonna be okay, we move, man, it shouldn't be that long, I'm gonna focus on getting healthy as quickly as possible. Obviously, I'm paraphrasing here. It's positive to see when a player's injured and they're, smiling thumbs up social media posts. I guess it means it's not that serious. They don't think there's a muscle tear, I don't think, but you've gotta be careful with injuries, man, especially rushing people back too early. Edouard Mendy, I think in the minds of Frank Lampard, Petr Cech, and probably most Chelsea fans, he is Chelsea's number 1 first choice goalkeeper, and everyone would want him back ASAP. But of course, the alternative in Kepa Arrizabalaga is the world's record fee for a goalkeeper. Yes, he's been poor form of late. He did get a clean sheet for Spain last time out, and he's spoken out recently on how he feels about Edouard Mendy, saying, look, it's not the ideal situation. It's, we all have difficulties in our careers that we need to overcome. He also was quoted saying something else which I hadn't mentioned in a previous video that I'm going to read out to you now. I do not have the feeling of being a substitute. We have 3 goalkeepers and the level is very high. He, brackets Lampard, is a coach who chooses the 11 and we have to try and do our best, and if we do not play, we must try as much as possible. So this is interesting. This kind of extends to what he said before, saying that it's not an easy thing, but he's saying, I don't feel like a substitute. I'm wanting to be number one here. Frank Lampard and Petr Cech have all said the same thing publicly and presumably privately to Kepa Arrizabalaga. Look bro, you're not like just straight up the number 2 now. You know you've been playing bad and you know we need another option while you're playing like this, because we simply can't afford to give you the time to play yourself into form. When you're Chelsea Football Club, when you're gunning for the top, you can't afford to throw people in and, you know, have them play themselves into form. It's pretty much the same situation with Ruben Loftus-Cheek in many ways. We can't afford to play him into this superb form or superb player that we know he can be, hence him going to Fulham and just play every game, be yourself, grow again, learn the Premier League again. Granted, we haven't loaned out Kepa, but it's a similar situation in the fact how we just can't risk having him on the pitch for too long, especially because he's a goalkeeper, man. So hopefully Edouard Mendy isn't out for too long. He looks pretty happy considering he's got a thigh injury. Kepa isn't willing to give up yet, which is a good positive attitude, and odds are we will see Kepa starting against Southampton next weekend. I think most probably. Now moving on to the next story, and speaking of starting next weekend against Southampton, Hakim Ziyech. The return of the Moroccan Wizard of London. Huge fan of Hakim Ziyech personally. He is and he remains the signing that I am most excited about to see in the Premier League. Obviously we all watched him for Ajax. He was superb in that pre-season friendly against Brighton. His distribution and link-up play with Timo Werner look absolutely immaculate. That left boot on the right wing is exactly the tonic. It's what we've been missing as a club. Not for like months, I mean years, man. This kind of player opening up that kind of style of play on the football pitch. I'm very, very excited to see Hakim Ziyech back on. Of course, he sustained a knee injury in said pre-season friendly against Brighton, and he's been out ever since. He'd been training with Chelsea but hasn't featured yet. He got called away on international duty, and the Chelsea medical team came to an agreement with Morocco that he could go and train, and after he made one appearance that he would come back to Chelsea Football Club. It's all come to pass. He made one appearance off the bench the last time out, registered a beautiful assist, looked pretty good, finished the game unharmed, and the agreement was met, and he's being sent back to Cobham to have a look at by the Chelsea team, and he's in contention to start the next Premier League game against Southampton. The aforementioned game. And also, this is superb because Christian Pulisic's back, seemingly fit, good to go. Maybe Timo Werner will play down the middle. Frank Lampard will be desperate to get him his goal. So you know, man, we can expect the front three that we've all been waiting for. That like holy trinity of footballers up front. Pulisic on the left, Timo Werner down the middle, and Hakim Ziyech off the right with Kai Havertz in the number 10. What a beautiful front four that will be. I mean, oh my word. Sure, it might be disappointing that, you know, Kepa might have to start in goal, but if we've got the solid defence of, you know, Chilwell, Aspi, Thiago Silva and Zuma, things might be a little bit more calm. But this video is not a match preview for that game, no. I'm just telling you about fitness and potential return dates, which ultimately does come into this Chelsea news video. So I'm really interested in getting all your thoughts and opinions on these stories I've spoken about today. What do you think of Charlie Musonda going Super Saiyan, Edouard Mendy, Kepa Arrizabalaga, the return of Hakim Ziyech? Get down into the comment section below and express your thoughts and feelings on all of these matters. Also, if you want to check out more content from yours truly, do consider going and have a look at my Twitch channel, mate. There's a link in the top of the description. I'm streaming FIFA 21, Chelsea Career Mode, Foot Champions, which I'm awful at, and probably need your help to come and guide me through what is a very difficult game, but I'll be streaming other games too. I've been thinking of like Resident Evil, Fall Guys, whatever, loads of different games, so do consider coming to check out my Twitch, link in the top of the description. Other than that, boys and girls, I'm out, so enjoy the football, and I will see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me baby.